But yeah, Coastline, of course, rearing its head for the completion of Playdate 3. Direwolves Chiefs, both on 3 points coming into this game. A win for either team would see them go up to, I believe, second place. Unless it's the Chiefs, in which, of course, they do not have the head-to-head for wildcard. And while the standings is a bit nonsense at this point, we're getting to the point where it will start to really matter, probably from next week onwards as we get into the ban phase.
Yeah, Thatcher Ying taken off the board. Thatcher not too unexpected, just globally, not necessarily overly effective on Coastline, but most teams just feel comfortable with it off the board. Ying followed up there from the Chiefs, maybe looking to nullify some aggression. Again, with Flashes being reworked, she's more powerful than ever. Valk as well, meaning that information gathering might be stunted a little bit here for the defense. And with Mute taken off the board, drones can flurry in clearing out rumors.
I mean, that's basically, yeah. I don't know what else to say.
Well done, Guz. You did a really good job of explaining the bans. You are such an amazing person.
I didn't even need to add it to it. Let's just get into it. Direwolves on the defense, Chiefs on the attack. As I said, we haven't really seen too much of Coastline recently, so I'm very excited for this game. And on top of the fact that you've got, two teams that I think are, I don't want to say evenly matched. I think Chiefs probably have a little bit more potential, but in APAC South, they've always been kind of around the same level as each other.
Yeah, Chiefs, for whatever reason, in APAC South, not quite finding as much success as they have locally in OC, and I don't know how much of that is necessarily the standard of play is obviously going to be a little bit higher, but maybe their playstyle isn't quite as compatible against some of those Southeast Asian teams, for example. So I think this match is going to give us really good insight on that. Coastline, even after being reworked, is no doubt going to be quite aggressive, very frag heavy, and map control is going to be really hardly fought. So yeah, I'm super keen how it gets played by both of these teams. And I'm also excited to see how much the rework affects the map, right? As you've said, we haven't seen it in APAC South, we haven't seen it in OCN. We've seen it a touch in some of the other regions around the world, but yeah, I don't know what APAC South's take on it is going to be.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused right now. So it seems like something is going on behind the scenes, but yeah, on top of that, the Penthouse Theatre pick, is that?
Yeah, okay. I didn't even notice that.
Is that locked in?
yeah, it is at this point.
We don't see that, right? So I'm just a little all over the shop right now.
Yeah, so Penthouse Theatre, there's probably a couple of people in the chat that are 70 years old now with 3 kids and a mortgage probably that remember when the map came out, that Penthouse was the primary site. I mean, I remember vividly, it was the go-to site. Why would you go anywhere else? It was the best site. Then obviously it did fall off, and a lot of that was off the back of Attack really unlocking the site. I don't know how much the rework is actually going to affect this objective. VIP now, instead of the window, has a wall that can be reinforced. So maybe we'll see that lent into. We'll see more of an aggressive extension be viable here on the defense. But yeah, I'm keen to see what Direwolves can throw at their opposition.
I think whenever you have these sort of reworks, large or small, I guess, it does allow teams to say, hey, let's actually look into this. Let's see if we can add it to our arsenal, something that we can sort of include, especially you got the mind games. They're like, all right, we're going to go to Coastline, but they're not going to realize we're going to want to play Penthouse Theatre. That could be the edge. That could just be one round that maybe is the difference between the teams. And we are going to see it. And I can now officially say, guys, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, I had my first library living. This is my first Penthouse Theatre. So it's just that kind of year or month.
Well done. Do you want a medal for that achievement?
No, all I'm trying to do is just specify that, obviously, yeah, there's been a rework, but a minor one.
Well, I mean, yeah, we're already seeing, right? So pretty aggressive here in towards VIP. 90 hold in particular, even pre-rework, started to get quite popular as that wall can be difficult to clear with Mute available. Of course, Mute not available here, but it's no doubt even more powerful now with VIP being quite a stronghold. Again, I'm just super keen to kind of just sit back and really absorb this round. I don't know how much experience the Chiefs have scrimming on this rework. We don't know that, only they will. But I'm keen to see if, this site has been something that has been practiced, is historically the least played objective. So I don't know how well versed the Chiefs will be in clearing this.
Also, whether or not the Chiefs are going to be expecting it, ready for it. Yeah, 100%. It seems as if they've all, I mean, obviously you're going to realize pretty quickly, and top teams should always be ready for basically every site. Just because we don't see it too often doesn't mean they're not going to be ready for it, but Digital does get caught by ED. Nice little start here for Direwolves. And if this is going to be the sort of site that, you know, is to catch the Chiefs off guard and for the Direwolves to really play off of, you've got to be winning it. Like, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts. This is your site. This is something we don't see too often. Got to be making advantage of it.
Yeah, Diver's opportunity to open up the game, extend a lead, or establish a lead, not extend a lead because they don't have one already. So yeah, critical round. Now Fisho will begin to apply pressure. He's on the white stairs rappel, looking to open up theatre. Worthy from the roof. Keep in mind the lines of sight available on the roof are now very much limited. Doesn't find that pick. If he finds that, brings it back to the 4v4, then Chiefs would have been in a lot better position. Yeah,
not quite as risque making that run down the corridor as it used to be. Minute and 20 seconds remaining. Dival still with that one-man advantage. God Legion now pushing up white stairs close to where Edie was originally. I think Direwolves are more than happy to just now sort of play off of sight a little bit here, close to sight as well. Still got that deployable shit in the corridor that needs to be taken out by the Chiefs. As Ray is actually taking a little bit of damage here. In fact, very low in health. Jackie Wu is also taking damage. In fact, Jackie Wu is going to be just straight dead by Worthy.
Yeah, Worthy's still on the roof. Oh my word, almost gets a second there onto Souffle.
Look how low they all are.
Not quite hitting the mark. Yeah, the Chiefs, they need to try and come up with something. I think Fisher opening that line of sight might be an entry point now into towards rear theatre. That could be where they try and get this plant down. If they do force a rotation here from Direwolves and have the cutoffs, they should win this round, the Chiefs.
Still 2 Nitro Cells available for Direwolves though, so you can't discount that.
Oh, the breach, it's not great. And ED finds that kill. That could be the turning point.
God Legion low. Does have Diffuser close by to him, and Worthy, Ethan, both buying kills. Ethan is able to get another one. He almost lost his life for it, but he wins that fight against Pika. Final E1D. Souffle, the last player, takes a few shots as he pushes into VIP, but God Legion's going to be able to get this Diffuser down. That's the Chiefs, you would think, from here, being able to close out this opening round. So much for the sort of pocket pick here from Direwolves with the Penthouse Theatre site. They're going to lose it to the Chiefs.
10 HP and a dream. God Legion to crush that dream. Really well played there by the Chiefs. The breach was absolutely scuffed, but they managed to work around it, find those picks seemingly out of nowhere. And as I said, force that rotation from that position. Direwolves could not hold on.
Yeah, and honestly, didn't... I don't know, that site didn't really sort of blow me away or anything, guys. There was not a whole lot of vert control. It was pretty horizontal, pretty much top floor, spread out. The only sort of aggression from Direwolves was Edie at bot white, and that was about it. And then just kind of bunkered down. I think Chiefs actually sort of just took their time and sort of picked apart the site a bit, and to their credit, was able to sort of get that opening round. And you do wonder, is that something now Direwolves are going to try and fall back on in this first half? Are they going to go back there? Or was that kind of like a one-off? Like, are they just like, all right, we tried it, didn't work, let's go back to scrims and try it there, but for now, let's just focus on what we've got to do in this match?
Yeah, I really don't know if that site's going to be more viable with the rework. That's something we'll need to track over time. Here in APAC South, it looked pretty well drilled from both teams. Direwolves had a pretty extensive setup established, right? I mean, it went as far as pool table, where they had shields. But on the same token, the Chiefs looked pretty well rehearsed. There were a couple of times there where it felt like they was kind of stalling, especially over towards white stairs. But for the most part, it looked well drilled. Like, Fisho seemed to be able to open that wall quite freely. Yes, he didn't quite get the placement right, so it didn't open properly, but if it did, honestly, Chiefs probably would have won it more convincingly. You had Worthy still posted up on the roof, and despite that roof position being nowhere near as powerful as it used to be, he still managed to make it work, which is really, really impressive as well, and did a great job in countering that extension from Direwolves. So, yeah, I think the Chiefs did a better job reading into that play.
Yeah, and probably expecting Hookah Billiards to be a bit more of the staple, structured kind of coastline that we come to expect. So we had a bit of fun there with Pent Theatre, but we move on. Ethan through kitchen, nice and early, just seeing what utility he can take out, defaults, etc. Souffle capturing himself a nice drone. as the Chiefs will look to open up many avenues here. Of course, eventually I would expect to come through Aqua.
I thought you were going to make another point.
No?
Okay.
All right, we got 2 minutes to go. There's a lot that can happen. I don't want to speculate too much.
Don't want to use up all your
your
oxygen too early.
I got to save it for the final 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's where you do shine. I'll give that to you. In terms of this round, though, Finker being brought out here by the Chiefs is pretty cool. So you'll see Ethan likely have a pretty significant impact. Digital already with control over towards bot cool vibes, using flashbangs to burn out that position. I think a nade was actually followed up there, maybe from the Chiefs. Either way, though, that player's still safe. A lot of pressure being applied here, and it looks like the Chiefs wanting to get hookah control.
And a bit of a pinch here on Pika as well. I mean, he's fine. He's got the ADSs. He's also got that deployable shield. But if he goes on site, Chiefs have got vert control. And if he pushes down cool vibes, you saw Digital just down below in Sunrise. He could maybe catch Digital. In fact, I think he just had a bit of a shot onto God Legion. But controlling cool vibes here is definitely still going to be very impactful for Direwolves. So Pika really in a very pivotal position.
Now, the Chiefs need to be careful of Blue Bar. I don't know who. Maybe that play was cleared, not too sure. But either way, Pika on the shotgun, holding down the stairs. Definitely not one of the better guns for taking on opponents, but he did make it work for the first. Digital not quite having the confidence to back that up, and he doesn't have any flashbangs left. Pika avoiding every single flashbang flying his way. He's doing a great job. But,
I mean, like, the shotgun's fine in that position. In fact, Digital going for the skeleton key. He's like, well, you've got one. I'll just get one as well. For that sort of angle, for that sort of position, why not? It's Ray, though, with a really good angle. But there's only 20 seconds left in the round here. So Direwolves have already been able to sort of hold on for so long. Ray does get flashed, but Digital, I don't think, ended up peeking it.
Oh, whoa.
Ethan just found 3 kills. All right, just push on a site, Adrenal Surge, and then just kill everyone. Done. Ethan's like, you know what? I've had enough. No more cool vibes. I'm going straight into site, and I'm just killing everyone.
Straight into site. Yeah. I didn't know I was casting with Dev.
He probably said it in that manner as well. He just did it so aggressively.
I mean, you just click the button, enter, no recoil, bit of a health boost, boom. Get the job done. No patience.
Well, look, I think it was definitely falling apart, though, for the Chiefs had Ethan not...
Someone had to do something. Someone had to go for a play, and he was the one to do that. I do think there's probably enough time, though, to, be a little bit more... tame with their approach there. It didn't necessarily have to fall onto the shoulders of Ethan, but yeah, he kind of just seized that opportunity and did really well. So yeah, well played by the Chiefs. There were definitely some concerns in that round. They wasted a lot of utility over towards cool vibes for nothing. I don't think many of those flashbangs hit. There was only one we spectated that actually did flash an opponent. Pika, for example, did a great job holding down the fort there with that shotgun. It is a terrible weapon. He did a good job to find a kill. I don't know how he managed to achieve that, and we saw him punished by Digital not long after. So yeah, credit has to go to him, but yeah, it wasn't really enough there from Direwolves, unable to do much to really counter a lot of that control that Chiefs ascertained really early in the round down below. I would have liked to see some more pressure on that red bar position, because it didn't really look like the Chiefs were too worried about their backside for a lot of that round.
Well, they got like kitchen control, sunrise control inside the first 40 seconds of the game.
And I think one person tried to flank from the defense, and that was probably the kill. I didn't quite link them one-to-one because we didn't see it on screen.
Did they?
But yeah, there was, I'm 99% sure someone flanked blue bar, and then there was a death, so I can only assume it was them.
Yeah, we didn't really obviously see too much action over towards blue bar because Chiefs were able to get Sunrise and Kitchen immediately. Most importantly, Sunrise, especially when you're, got Digital on the buck and how much he can really open up. I think it basically just forced everyone off of Hooker immediately for Direwolves, which is why Pika got kind of caught in that position. And yeah, he had the ADSs, he had the deployable shield, but still not ideal. And Ethan's just done the same thing again. Push straight into Kitchen, get rid of the default. Now you can push and take that sort of bot cool vibes position. Obviously, I don't think Sunrise, again, is going to have too much pressure from Direwolves. And right now, this could end up just being a bit of a repeat of the last round.
Yeah, and Ethan already posting some pretty ridiculous numbers, 5-0. And we've known that in the past, when he played for Wildcard not too long ago, that he definitely could have games where he absolutely popped off.
Why is there so many on that side on the second floor for Direwolves?
Good question.
Well, I'm asking you.
I mean, it's up to the wow. Chiefs literally just need to drone sight. If they drone sight here and call one player, they can just converge. But I don't think they've really made that connection just yet. And I mean, I don't see why they can't drone sight. No mute.
It's a bit late now.
Board, so
the only thing is, I guess, with Direwolves is it's not really like a horizontal extension, but it's almost like a horizontal roam, making sure that they've got those positions covered. And it's very easy, especially on coastline, from those positions to run back over towards site. But it means that the Chiefs are just having their way with Blue Bar Sunrise and Bot Cool Vibes, Kitchen. It's just all theirs for this Hooker Billiards site. Nice angle found from Worthy as well. And yeah, I'm a little bit perplexed here from the defensive positioning and attitude from Direwolves. I'm really confused.
And it's really not worked out for them so far.
Was that a run out from Pico as well?
Yeah, I don't know where the hell he came from, but either way, aggressive down the side of Hookah, swings wide, shut down by Fisho. And it's Jackie Wu and Ed, I believe, offsite to try and retake. ED will reclaim Vars, swing top white, but Digital ready and waiting. Jackie Wu in the 1v5.
Yeah, and Chiefs, this is... there's just no pressure put on them at all from the way that Direwolves have been setting up here defensively. Jackie Wu, a man against it all. Flawless round. Yeah. And it's not to take anything away from the Chiefs. I just don't think that they did anything too crazy. Getting control of Sunrise, they were not met with pressure at all.
The thing for me in that round, right, we saw in round 2, same site, the Chiefs did a very similar attack pattern to what they did in that previous round. Yeah, Direwolves went for this wild extension elsewhere. Now, I don't know if Chiefs are directly going for that playthrough Blue Bar because they know that Direwolves are so far aside on the other side of the map, or whether or not that's default. But like I said last time, Direwolves need to do a better job in disrupting that and actually forcing some flank watch and some caution, at least, from the attack to slow them down. But the Chiefs, just given free reign to do whatever they want, that they got those picks, they were able to flash out cool vibes, make sure that was pretty clear, and like by that point, the round was completely over. So yeah, a bit peculiar there from Direwolves. I understand. If you want to extend, that's great if the Chiefs are going for bedroom across takes, but they just were not doing that. So extending like that, probably not going to produce results.
And we go back to Penthouse Theatre now for the second time, which, I mean, theoretically performed a little bit better than Hooker Billiards, but still, yeah, I'm just a little bit confused again here why they once again are going to be attempting this. It wasn't too bad, and the way they extended out was fine. It's almost ironic, but in a way, the way they were playing the last round Hooker Billiards, they had so much presence actually around Penthouse Theatre. Now they're going to actually be at Penthouse Theatre, and they're probably going to extend out to Hooker Billiards.
Yeah, now they've substituted Kaid Bandit in this round, and I'm keen to see how much that has an effect on the ability for Fisho on the hard breach in particular to get anything done. We did see batteries on the VIP wall, so that could be challenging, but again, last time we saw top of white be taken by the Chiefs, and even though the breach was a little bit undesirable, couldn't actually be entered upon, it was still a successful round for the attack. Digital again, entering below. Bit more pressure this time, but for the most part, pretty unchecked. And again, okay, I was going to say unchecked, but no, there we go. Great pressure from Pika, gets the kill. And finally, Direwolves don't have to worry about Vert, or it being as much of an issue. Yes, Ethan's still available, but from below, he won't have as much of an impact as the Buck.
Yeah, and that's the difference maker there for Direwolves, is you've got yourself a position, an angle that is somewhat aggressive, right? You yourself are not positioned aggressive, but you're looking at a really important area there as Pika actually finds a second now onto Ethan. And so far, this is so much better from Direwolves playing the site, not necessarily, but playing off of the site. This is heaps better. And ED actually finds a kill too, and this is turning into a bit of a flawless round. And I mean, how much of it is to actually do with Panthera? I guess it does actually come down to the way they're playing off of it and the angles and the positions based on this site. So full credit to Direwolves.
Yeah, a lot more proactive here from the defense, not giving anything to the Chiefs for free. Yes, they allowed Digital to enter and make his way through Pebbles, but then immediately shut down when he was anywhere near below the site. And then the other two players just shut down completely as well. So
well this is so restricted now.
And yeah, I mean, at this point, there's really nothing you can do except go for a miracle, maybe a hatch drop bathroom or something, see what could be achieved. But yeah, this round's over.
Well, Worthy is still alive. Should mention that it's Worthy, but he does die to Souffle. That's a big kill. If honestly, if Worthy finds that, it's a 2 versus 3. It's suddenly doable, especially with God Legion helping out. But yeah, unfortunately, God Legion has literally 1 out of 100 health, and that's it. That's the main factor as to why he's going to probably lose this, and he does. And well played to Direwolves. They get their first round win of this matchup. But that's Pen Theater off the board. Are they going to reattempt Hooker Billiards or maybe Kitchen?
Yeah, I don't think Hooker Billiards is really going to be the play unless they're going to
Blue Bar
innovate
Sun?
majorly. Yeah, Blue Bar makes a bit more sense. Again, though, there's no doubt that we're going to see extreme vert play here. Digital, his goal is just going to be in Hookah and harass as much as possible. So Divers will probably need to try and counter that. Do they, try and hold ground up above? I don't know. That could be a little bit risky, but it is a factor that needs to be in the back of their minds. If they allow that vert to open up the site too much, find a pick or two, they're going to find themselves in a lot of trouble, because Blue Bar and Sunrise, I believed, as far as I understand, is going to play it very, very similar to old Coastline. It hasn't really been changed at all, so we expect very similar playstyle.
Curious to see how much emphasis Direwolves as well will put into their vert play above, especially with Digital on the board. But nonetheless, so far the way they've been playing this Coastline, they very much have been extending out horizontally. A couple of reinforcements inside of Kitchen. Maybe a bit of pressure over towards main lobby as well. Definitely do not want to allow the Chiefs, though, to get full Hooker and Billiards control for free. I haven't really seen too much of a presence up above at all just yet. A little bit. What is that?
Who is that?
Is that Jackie?
Souffle? Yeah, I thought it might be Jackie too, but no, it's Souffle. Yeah, this is something. This is going to go one or two ways. If the Chiefs spot him, he's 100% dead. They'll choke him out. If they manage to miss-drone him, Souffle could do a lot of damage. The Roni is a fantastic weapon.
This is something that I would probably do in one of my ranked games. I just run to the other side of the map, sit in the corner, and try and catch someone. Although he just gets absolutely droned out and taken out immediately. It does not work. Credit for trying, though. It's a bit of a rat play, but honestly, who cares? Whatever works and whatever can get you the win, do it. But it just doesn't work in that instance. Obviously, the goal is to try and catch someone by surprise, find a kill, run back to site. If you can. But you can't. Man advantage now for the Chiefs here on Blue Bar Sunrise. And with that one-man advantage, they've got also pretty decent vert control above, which should be pretty easily to accomplish.
Oh,
they get a second kill.
Pika, was that it like sawn a door, like a running
This round's falling away.
It feels like Divers are trying to counter the Chiefs and gaining map control, but in doing so, they are playing really, really aggressively. They're also not roaming in pairs, so their ability to trade is super low. It's just very high risk here. Ethan to just get another free kill. It's falling apart for Divers. These defenses have been really, really challenging for them, and the Chiefs are just doing a great job of dismantling it. They're droning out ahead, finding where these players are and dealing with them accordingly.
Yeah, getting close to that minute mark now as well. ED over towards Cool Vibes. He's pretty much, I guess, a little powerfully course trade, but he's very low on health and didn't find the elimination that he was looking for. That Adrenal Surge really helping out Digital as well. And this is kind of what I expected to happen maybe even 30, 40 seconds earlier, but just full control of Hooker Billiards. Digital could just go to town, remodel the floor, as you used to say, Guz, and get this full vert control. But one thing that is always notable about the Chiefs, you get a 5-on-2, they don't just rush site, they continue their setup all the way until the end.
Flawless.
It's the second flawless as well in this matchup, and so far, besides that one Pen Theater round from the Direwolves, which was, pretty much flawless themselves, it's been very Chiefs-sided here in this opening half, 4-1. But how much of that is Coastline? I know in Stage 2, for whatever reason, defenders were having an absolute field day, making it very difficult on the attackers to gain a bit of a foothold. But this has been more so like Stage 1 Coastline, where the attackers are just running around killing everyone.
Yeah, the thing for me is, are we going to see this translate over to the second half? Is Coastline naturally going to be very, very attacker-sided in this matchup, or a Dive was just not playing very well at the moment, and Chiefs obviously playing great? I'm kind of inclined to think the latter. Divers are going for some pretty wild setups, and the Chiefs are doing a really great job in dismantling them and dealing with them accordingly. So, yeah, I don't know. Still trying to get a read on this matchup. It has been fun to watch so far. Probably not so much if you're a Divers fan. Unfortunately, they are struggling a little bit at the moment. Yeah, if you can't shut down Ethan and Worthy, who are both popping off, your life is always going to be challenging. So we'll see what they can produce here. If they are, again, going to play aggressive, going to roam, try and do it in pairs, play off one another a little bit more and offer that support, we are seeing a lot of utility, reinforcements, barricades, etc. invested on this side of the map. So it does look like Divers once again are, wanting to hold on to as much of the map as possible.
Ooh, early pick onto Digital. That's a big one. Taking out the buck. Man advantage now as well for Direwolves. It's really what you want to probably see more of from them here on Coastline. It's the final round, though, for them defensively. So maybe a little bit too little too late, but still, you win this 4-2. Not the end of the world. You can bring it back quite easily in the second half. Didn't quite see where Digital actually died, but nonetheless, it will mean that the side of Hooker especially won't be opened up as easily from down below in Sunrise. Direwolves can have an easier time on site.
Ethan on the hunt. We saw him explosively find 3 kills last time, and well, Ray will feed God Legion. Almost 2 fed there as ED as well. Taken very, very low. I think he is holding that Vase position once more. Souffle down below whips out the pistol, does find a kill there onto God Legion. Evens out the man count, but 2 players down below will need to make their way back up those stairs, which will be tough.
Still one more Adrenal Surge available after this one dissipates, so that'll help. And then how about 2 quick kills from Worthy? It's the Worthy and Ethan show, although Souffle does put an end to one part of the dynamic duo, who is very low, bottom of Cool Vibes. Fisher guy now has that info and intel. So does Ethan. He can watch those stairs. Souffle, you are not getting up there whatsoever. Ethan's watching, and Ethan says no. 4-2, oh sorry, no, 5-1 half. Jeez, almost gave a round to the Direwolves. 5-1 half to the Chiefs. And Guz, Ethan is just balling.
Yeah, I really don't know what more to add to that. He's just having a field day. His teammates are finding the intel. They're clearing out positions, making these defenders, or they made those defenders feel really, really uncomfortable. And then Ethan, off the back of that, able to click the button for the Adrenal Surge and just go send and find kills. So very successful half for him. The rest of the team playing really, really well in supporting that play style. But now we see the tables turn. Are we going to see this trend now flip? Will Direwolves be as successful now on the attack? We're already seeing some very, very interesting picks here, right? Glaz being brought out here, not overly popular.
The
Did get a
Flores?
magazine increase, so maybe a little bit more viable.
The Blitz?
And then the Blitz from Souffle to maybe try and cause a bit of chaos.
What's the end goal with this lineup? I'm missing it, although to be fair, that's not difficult. I miss most things in this game, but yeah.
I mean, it's probably going to divulge into
Window? Like
the smokes being deployed. Glass holding down some weird long angle somewhere, and Souffle sending it and trying to find picks off the back of the finger boost. Jackie might get a bit of work done with Roteros early to clear out some of this utility, like the Banshees from Worthy, as just one example, and maybe ED could get a bit of vert. But I expect a lot of aggression here from Direwolves, and again, we've seen a lot of it in the first half, so maybe they're not going to slow down.
Look, I will say that, thank you guys, you've actually kind of opened my eyes to it a little bit. Worthy being a little bit of a nuisance, will fall back. I wonder how much this is actually going to catch the Chiefs by surprise. And those Rotero drones, especially on Coastline, I think are a little bit undervalued. There is a lot of sites that we can actually see the Flores make use of those Rotero drones, Kitchen being one of them. So much that can be cleared. Already one deployable shield taken out. Still has 3 more drones. Digital, though, finds the opening pick onto the Pika. Or the Pika onto the Glaz, which is Pika. There goes Ray. Quick double from Didge. Souffle also gets tagged out pretty heavy. This is not working out at all for Direwolves. This is 6-1.
What are we watching?
I don't know. It's like ranked.
This is just, yeah, this is pretty weird at the moment. So Souffle is sending it deep. Jackie's still outside sending drones in towards site. They're in a 3v5. They need guns up to try and find picks and trades, but neither of which is
Someone's
really
going to
happening.
swing him from like man lobby or
and now,
something.
yeah, Jackie's just stuck in a really bad spot. And it's probably going to be another flawless round.
He expects to run out. This would be the third flawless round for the Chiefs. This will also be match point. Oh, the timing.
Why is he droning?
I'm sorry, but you just the best part is he can see Ethan running right at him and he's like, "Oh, I'm dead."
Jackie.
Oh no. Match point to the Chiefs. It all just fell apart for the Direwolves in that round. Oh, this has been very one-sided.
What am I even meant to say about that round, dude?
You got to analyze it, cuz.
Analyze that. What? No,
Glass Blitz combo?
I'll leave that to Vast on the desk. He's much more acquainted with that than I am. I have no
I reckon
no
I already know what he'll say. He'll say, I don't know.
Let's move on from that round. Blue Sunrise up next, and the Chiefs with a huge buffer to close out this map. Souffle going to 6-pick off Blitz onto Jackal, suggesting that we might see a slightly more measured approach here from Divers, potentially take map control in combination with the Dokkaebi, locate where these rooms are and try to pick them apart one by one. Roaming was the downfall of Divers, or at least the way they played off their roam in the first half. If the Chiefs commit to something similar, I'm keen to see if it does produce a slightly better result.
Yeah, it's hard to sit back and say that this game is still winnable for Direwolves. Because it's not. It's very much not. They had a good win against QC last week. Prior to that, they got beaten by an Order team that very evidently has not been able to do very well after that. Worthy gets Jackie Wu.
That was the same spawn peak he was going to do last round.
Jackie Wu 0-8, Ray 0-6. Just a struggle.
It has been very rough for DW. Yeah, this has not been the result they'd be looking for, and honestly not a great start to their coastline campaign either. I feel like there's a fair chance we're probably not going to see this brought out from them.
We are never going to see Direwolves play this map ever again. While this team is
definitely
together.
Not against Chiefs.
Just definitely not against Chiefs. But look, I think the thing for the Chiefs, right, for those who aren't aware, they absolutely dominate the national competition. And they dominate it because in the playoffs, when we head to best of threes and in grand finals best of fives, their map pool is very extensive. Arguably, I think in the region, and that includes the Knights, they've got the best map pool. They can go to pretty much any map, including Bank, and do well. So for the Chiefs coming to coastline, I think they would have been just rubbing their hands together like, all right, bring it on. And Direwolves are like, oh, we're going to get them with Penn Theatre, and just didn't work. So evidently, you're looking at a team in the Chiefs that I think is starting to bring and play that systematic approach, even on sites like Coastline, where sometimes there's a bit of that chaos, and they're bringing it to APAC South. We're finally seeing them be that flawless, ruthless Chiefs from OCN here in APAC South.
Yeah, we've been waiting a while for that transition, as the Chiefs' results in APAC South haven't been terrible, but also haven't quite been amazing. And we know there's a lot of potential on this roster. The acquisition of Ethan in replacement of whoever that last guy was that played for them. I think his name was Vast or something. No doubt serving them well so far. And right on cue, Ethan drops down Array, and it's 5v3.
Yeah, and honestly, Ethan's performance here highlights why he's been such a valuable pickup and why getting rid of Vast was the difference maker here for the Chiefs doing well in APAC South. It's pretty clear, 12-2-3. Does die, but still a man advantage for the Chiefs as ED is pushing down Cool Vibes. 4 versus 3, 50 seconds remaining. And this will be our second 7-1 of the stage. The first one actually being the very first game of Stage 3, Knights over Wildcard 7-1. Unless Direwolves, of course, can maybe find a way to find a kill onto Worthy. That's the biggest one. God Legion gets Pika. And that probably seals it with 30 seconds left, although he runs straight into the sightlines of Souffle. 3 versus 2, but Worthy's still alive.
Oh, a bit of an awkward timing there on the peak, but yeah, you're right. Great position for the Chiefs. A lot of crosses. Held. Fisher as well will not die short, or to close range rather, with that shotgun in hand. So getting entry here will be tough.
Nitrocell as well. Easy kill for Worthy. He's got 2. He goes to double digits.
Ooh.
Digital does die to Souffle, makes it a 2 versus 1. He'll have to stick that diffuser though, and unfortunately for Souffle, no one is there to cover him. Does get it off though, but immediately it's winnable? No, not at all. Worthy and Fisher guy got this one covered. 7-1 to the Chiefs. The early GGs, the counter defuse from Worthy. Double digits. It was the Worthy and Ethan show here on Coastline, and that man's about to launch off into space. The Chiefs find yet another 3 points. They go to 6. They go to the top 3. They're looking pretty good after 3 play days.
And that may well be one of the most comfortable wins we have seen from the Chiefs all year. They have just flexed their muscles on Coastline. A huge map. Ethan and Worthy going large. They'll be absolutely filled with this result. I don't think it really could have gone all that much better.
Yeah, look, honestly speaking, that was really good from the Chiefs. Really, really good. I thought the way that they actually played this match, they never really got sort of too involved into what Direwolves were doing. They just played their game, played their style, dictated the tempo. But what the hell was that from Direwolves, guys? I'm sorry. I don't want to do it. I really don't. But there was some very, very questionable decision-making, lineups, positioning. It was just very, very questionable.